This is a very simple project that you can do as far as you know how to use Excel. But then we have the product and then we also have the product ID. Let me just bold in it and then give it some color at the top here. And then let's just go through what it does. What I mean here, we have a series of products. Assuming we sell books or we work at a bookshop. And then we have this product, their barcode here. So we're going to learn how to create the barcode. Then also we'll focus on what the barcode entails. When I explain this to you very well, I'm changing font to a different font here. When I change the font to a different font here, and I'll give you the whole concept. What is going on here is that we have the books here. So it takes the books, that is the BO in front, and from this particular cell here, that is the BO that we see in front here. And then behind the we have the TS. The TS is basically showing the lights is the last letter, and as the last word, the word tree. So we have the light here, that is the TS. That is what you see here. We picked that one. And then the values in between, they are the values we generated. And we have a function called code. So our function ID generated that this one. I'm taking the first two and as the first letter in this case. First two numbers represent the first letter. In this case, the B. When I say code, and then I put B there like this to give me 66. In other words, when I say code, now the fact only twice now, or when I pick the O that is next to the B, we call to code like this. And then from there I say O like this. And that gives me 111. That is what we see there. Then the code we took the last one, that is the T, then the S. So what we see here consists of BO in decline. And then the TS nature tool. And then the numbers in between are numbers that we generated by combining these ones and finding the values of representation of these ones behind and on the ASCII chart. The ASCII chart most of the times is for the computer science students or more computer science. They know more about the ASCII chart, but what happens is ASCII code and ASCII chart. What happens is for every single letter or every single word or every single number, it is represented in a different way on the ASCII chart. So let's take A for instance. On the ASCII code chart and also on the ASCII chart, it's number something. So when I come here, when I say equal to code, then from there I take capital A like this. In this case, when I close it, on the ASCII code or on the ASCII chart, there's 65 on the ASCII chart. And the ASCII chart is what you see on the screen. We are going to combine these ones and as a then we will use it to get it. Then afterwards, we will change the font to a barcode font so that when you get to the supermarket, the person will just print it, print. But behind scenes, that is just the font. For the one who say they are really saying it, but behind scenes, that is what is going on. So when you get to the supermarket and as a music barcode readers, and some of them, this is how they do it in itself. So you can just add the prices here. Then from there, I can say it's the best-selling novel, maybe and 35 series. I'll generate prices for each of them. Let's just jump into it and then do it. Before everything, I wish you subscribe to the channel so that you get more of the things that we do here as well. First of all, I'm going to use the left function to actually extract the first two letters in front in this case. I want to from here. When I press enter, it gives me the B. Similarly, when I press or when I type equal to left, now this time when I take the coffee like this, when I take two like this, when I close it to pick the first two letters in this case. On the other hand, when I type equal to right, that's arena, and I say 2 to pick the last two letters, in this case LS letter 2. So first of all, you be in LS. In case I change this to something else like my name, Wilfred Bonds, like this, it takes the age, that is the last one, and then it picks the front one like that. So Control Z and just delete this. Now for each of them, you combine them in a way. In this case, equal to when I press F2 to allow me, I'll combine each of them. So I'll bring the ampersand. Now from there, I want to bring hyphen between them. So from here, another ampersand. Then from there, say input hanum crab type takes the B, then it adds the I. It takes the B, now the hyphen account. So in this case, I'll continue ampersand, then I'll pick the code. So this time I'm using the left but I can choose to use the mid function in this case. Now the mid function will accept the testing like this. And then from there, maybe something for the start number. The start number should actually be 1. I'm starting from the first letter in this case. And afterwards, maybe some number of characters. So from the first letter, how many numbers and how many characters should it pick? I can say it's a pick 2 characters from the first position. In this case, I just want 1 character, only the B in front. So I'll close it like this, then close it for the code and press enter. So that is BE66. When I come to the completed one here like this, I say BM, now when I change the font to maybe a different one like this, we've been able to do for the BE66 in front like that. So we have to continue from the other values like this. For the other values, the next one should be the letter E. This is how the mid works. When I press equal to mid like this, as I'm a fat test we have, you can just press comma. When I come to the start number, I'm starting from where? I'm starting from the first letter like this. So I'll start from the first letter. Then number of characters that I want to pick from the first letter. In this case, when I say 2 characters, when I press enter, to take BE. In this case, when I change it to, let's say 3 characters, to take BES, then from there, number of characters that I'll pick from there. The code doesn't work for more than 2 characters. It only works for 1. So you have to do it one after the other. In this case, I picked the first one. Similarly, when I change the position to, let's say, the second character, like this, to start from the second one, as this, B is the first one, E is the second one, like that. And when I pick only 1 letter from the second position, it will only bring me the E. So we are using these ones to extract the values. Initially, I could have used the mid to extract the values instead of the left. So in this case, I'll come to the code again and press, and I need to add another one like this. I'll use the mid. This time the letter is actually C4, so I'll type it like this, comma. I want to start from the second position. I want to pick only 1 letter in this case, which is the E. I press enter, it adds it like that. When you come to this one here, that is 66101, and then we have it there, 66101. So we are on the right path. I have to do it for the rest. So in this case, ampersand code mid like this. And then from there, I'm using the C4 right, like this. Now, from the last letters, we don't really know the last letter in this case. So we have to find a way. We can use the len function to do it. I can say start from where the len of the C4, I'll explain it later, then -1 like this. Then I want only 1 character from there. From there I can close it and press enter. We have 108 at the last, and that's at the end. In this case, when I come here, I'm supposed to get 108 indeed. So this is what is going on. The len function, remember the length, and also the number of characters that form a word. In this case, when I say len of the first character, and also from the first cell in this case, it gives me 18. So I want the 18th position, but maybe some of them, when I change what is here to my name, it changes to 8. That means it's a variable. So when I type 18 then, I can't use it for the rest of the cells. And when the person types in a different name, it might give us an error. We have to use the len function and after the length function in Excel to get the length in this case so that you can use it to get the position. So from here, let me just Control Z like this, then delete this. So I used one feature that says len -1. That gives me 17. In other words, the 17th position for the first word and also for the first product. And in this case, we need the last but 1 letter. So when I type equal to mid, then from here I'll take this one, comma, len, in this case C4 like that. Then -1. That should give me, in other words, the len of the C4 -1 is the position 17. If I know it, fine, but in this case I want to use calculation so that it will become dynamic. And then from here, I can say number of characters, I just want to leave that one up presenter. So it gives me the L in the middle. That is it. And I'm using the code find what is here in this case. That is 108. When I change this to left it, now it changes to T, and then it will use 116 on the ASCII code. Talking about Excel, these are simple things that you can learn. But if you want to get very advanced in Excel, you can pick my number and then from there you can have one-on-one relationship with me. So you learn more about Excel and even Word, PowerPoint, Access, and then OneNote. So much more of them. Right. When I come here and I say Control Z, I can just delete this ones here. Then I have to do it for the last one. So I'll press F2, ampersand, code, and then this time I'm going to use the C4, in this case C4, then len of the C4 like this. This time I'm not supposed to subtract anything because I want the last one. In this case, I'm just picking the last value in this case. I can close it and close it. I press enter, we are done with all the numbers. You have to just bring the rest in this case. So from here, F2, then from here I can bring ampersand here. I just need to bring my hyphen, another ampersand. Now use the right to extract the values. So write C4, and I want 2 letters in this case, and then I can press enter. So we are done in this case. So you've been able to generate for the first one. Similarly, if this one was to be pomo, tomato, there's tomato paste like this. Now you have PO, that is for the first 2 letters, T for the last letters, and then the numbers that are between are for, the values that we generate. In this case, we can have pomo tomato paste, and we can say this one is large. And then you can also have pomo tomato paste in this case, but then this one might be small like this. So in case when I drag this down like this, I'm supposed to see some small difference, even though they are all pomo, but the prices might not be the same, 35, 25 like this. So in this case, when you use a barcode font, our calculation would be very good, even though they are all pomo, but they are giving us different values. From here, let me just continue like this, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, and then from here I can just drag it down like this for the rest. Then this is Kilogary. I change this to Tontom like this. We have the values here. When I change this to something like needle, and maybe anything that we can change or we can sell, and use these ones to generate the product ID for them without using our manual effort. So for me, I can just come here, and then from here I can choose this one here. That is my barcode font. You can download the barcode font from any website, or you can just download it from the internet. I can also use this one here. So this one can also help me. In case I want this one, that's fine. In case I want the other one, that's fine. In this case, I want the other one, so we have this one here. Now let me just choose the right one instead of this. So from here, I can choose the most suitable one in this case, which is this one here. Not this one, but this one. But when I get the barcode read, I'll just read everything, and then from there we can generate the price. So this is a simple project that you can do for a supermarket or any shop that sells. Thank you.